Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel. And in our top story today, CBS News, Biden and Trump face off this week in the first presidential debate. Here's what we know so far about the debate, prep, and more. At least they didn't say, here's what you need to know, right? Because, of course, if it wasn't for the mainstream media, boy, we wouldn't even know how to conduct our lives, would we? Washington. President Biden and former President Donald Trump are set to face off this week in the first presidential debate of the cycle as the nation prepares for a rematch of the 2020 race. The debate, hosted at CNN's Atlanta studios at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, is the first between a sitting president and former president and marks the first debate for both men in the 2024 race as the two cruised to their party's presumptive nominee status without participating in primary debates. Now, I find this fascinating because, of course, CNN tried to make the debate unpalatable to Donald Trump so that he would reject it outright, and then they could come and say, see, Donald Trump does not want to debate Joe Biden. Now, the particular rules and the conditions and stuff were they're not going to have an audience. They're going to mute the mics, these sorts of things. And it's supposed to be a sit-down. They wanted to be a sit-down debate, which is more inclined to what the Russians and the Asians do in some of their type political and when they're doing discussions and forums and platforms of that nature. They're known to sit down. So I found it interesting that they won't do it in this situation. So both the candidates will be standing. There will not be an audience there. So, again, that's probably not to distract Joe Biden, which I find fascinating how this is all being prepped for. But so everyone's getting ready for the debate. And then Ronnie Jackson demands Biden get drug tests before and after CNN debate. Now, Donald Trump kind of posed this out himself, but it didn't get a lot of attention or traction. Obviously, it's going to say the establishment and the Democrats are going to say it's beneath the office to ask the president to do such a thing. But nonetheless, I think you and I and anyone knows that Joe Biden is going to need a little something to get him through it because of just his cognitive decline, despite the fact that they want to keep saying that there was that fake incident with the fundraising event there in California. Now, that was not unusual. That 7-second pause or moment of complete stillness by Joe Biden, that's not a one-off. That is a typical behavior of Joe Biden. So President Joe Biden should take a drug test before and after his upcoming CNN debate with former President Donald Trump. Rep. Ronnie Jackson said on Sunday, of course, if you guys weren't familiar with Ronnie Jackson, he served as a White House physician for Trump and former President Barack Obama, told Fox News host Maria Bartiromo on Sunday Morning Futures he plans to make a formal request. I don't think it's actually going to go through, but we all know that that Joe Biden will be on it, will be on something of some sort, probably. And I don't say that to disparage him or anything else, but we'll get to many reasons. But another reason I want to say here is I want to point out here that Joe Biden is prepping and has been prepping for several days inside there at Camp David. But I just want to show you that New York Times is behind a paywall, and that's why I often use Archive Today, just so you guys know, in case it's been a while since I've mentioned it to you, why I do archive certain things here. Inside Biden's Camp David debate prep, President Biden's aides are working to position him as a campaign season fighter who can counterpunch on the fly and combat voter concerns over his age. About his age. It's not about his age. It's just he's an establishment surrogate vessel. He is a design plant installed by the establishment because he had the whiff of Obama on him. At Camp David, a movie theater and an airplane hangar had been outfitted with lights and production equipment to create a mock debate stage. At least 16 current and former aides summoned from Washington and Wilmington whizzed back and forth on golf carts to join President Biden in a strategy session. Mr. Biden is entering his 5th day of preparation, 5 days. And what's Donald Trump doing? He's out doing rallies. He's out combating the political persecution. He's out battling the lawfare that's on top of him. Meanwhile, Joe Biden has been prepping for 5 days. 5 days he's been prepping out there. At the presidential retreat in the woods of northern Maryland from Thursday's debate against Donald J. Trump, Camp David has become the epicenter for an administration and campaign effort to help Mr. Biden shake off the rust Wow, shake off the rust. Is that what he was doing in California? Is that what he does quite often when we see him? That often comes when with being an incumbent on the debate and combat widespread voter concerns. I'm sorry, I was trying to read ahead of myself here. Sometimes I try to read a little bit of ahead just to kind of, because I'm kind of curious as to what direction it's going. And you guys may remember Donna Brazil under siege after Clinton debate question. That's right. And we go down here to the section here. After hacked emails published Monday by WikiLeaks appeared to reveal Brazil during her time as a CNN commentator giving advance notice to Clinton's camp about a debate question, and probably just more than one. Brazil has lost a CNN contract, which has been suspended since Brazil took over the DNC in July, and found herself used as a fodder for one of the Donald Trump's favorite talking points, that in this rigged election, the DNC has been in the bag for Clinton since the beginning. Now, this is an old story, but if they're prepping Joe Biden as much as they are, and CNN was intentionally trying to sour the conditions of the debate so that Donald Trump would not show up, it may be fair to say that they will be doing everything. The establishment will be doing everything to have Joe Biden look as good as possible. Because as you know, we know how Joe Biden behaves. We know how Joe Biden reacts. And if he makes that scowl look on his face, that kind of angry old man look, we know he's on something, or he has that over-jubilant expression on his face where he has that big wide-eyed, open arms, open hand type movement. It's going to be fascinating, but all eyes will be watching this debate. It will be huge. Now, most people probably don't care about debates or interested in debates, but this one will be massive, not only just for the purposes of debating and discussion and so forth, that will be obviously very much controlled by both Jake Tapper and Dana Bash, of course, because Donald Trump will be debating those two as well as Joe Biden. So don't kid yourself. This will be a very, very, very framed situation for the establishment uniparty and the media, because we already know what the conditions are under CNN, as well as them prepping Joe Biden. Already 5 days of prep, and we're still days away from the actual debate itself. So it's absolutely fascinating. But I want to thank all you guys, across New Tech, as well as here on YouTube, for your guys' continued support. Below this video, you can find the various social media links that I belong to, despite the fact that I have been now suspended from TikTok, which is unusual for commentators and other individuals that discuss politics and controversial topics, despite the fact that TikTok has its own set of controversial items there. But nonetheless, I have a new TikTok, if you guys would, or if you guys are on TikTok and actually participate there, I have a new link to my new account there on TikTok. But also for all of you guys that are Prime members on Amazon, as well as order frequently from Amazon, those links are down below. They do help out the channel, as well as if you're interested in a VPN. I like Trust Zone. It's great. All those things help out the channel. But, of course, your guys' likes, shares, and comments also contribute immensely to the AI, especially now during 2024 with the up-and-coming political situation that we are experiencing here in our country. But nonetheless, guys, I want to thank all of you guys across all the social medias. And appearing there on the screen, that will be the icon that you guys can click on here on YouTube to subscribe to the channel, as well as to select notifications. That we know when there's content here on the channel. And I'll see all you guys in the next video.